Welcome to Metal Ben's Chronicles here on this Friday. Now, I know this album came out a few months ago, way back in September, the same day the new Megadeth album came out. I'm talking about the new Blind Guardian album, the 12th studio album, came out on Nuclear Blast Records. Yes, I'm talking about The God Machine, right there. That's right, man. I gotta say, man, now this is a band for me, I kind of lost contact with. The last album I actually did purchase from Blind Guardian was all the way back in 2002. And at the time, it would have been back when A Night at the Opera was released. You know, quintessentially a Queen album, too. But Blind Guardian came out with an album called A Night at the Opera at the time, and I got it. I remember they put out a 14-minute long song called And Then There Was Silence, and I remember buying that single. I actually really liked that song, but the rest of the album never really gelled with me. And I gotta be honest, the last four Blind Guardian albums I honestly have not listened to. So I'm going into this not knowing what those other four albums really sound like. I just know their last studio album was an orchestra album, which I believe was titled Legacy of the Dark Land. Yes, which came out all the way back in 2019. Know nothing about it. So yeah, this is basically my reintroduction into Blind Guardian. And what got me really amped for this album was the first single I heard. And I believe it was the track I'm trying to think here. Okay. I believe it was Blood of the Elves. I think that's the track I heard. Well, and prior I did hear rumors that they were going back to more of their speed metal sound, like on their earlier albums, like, their debut Battalions of Fear and Follow the Blind, which came out in 88 and 89. I heard they were going back to more of that type of style. And for the most part, I would definitely say they did. This album's definitely more aggressive. It's faster, you know. I mean, it's definitely faster than Night of the Opera. And the orchestras are definitely toned down. I mean, that album was way overproduced, you know. And I still haven't gone back and revisited that album. I think I tried to maybe once or twice, in the last 20 years and just couldn't get into it. But this album, holy freaking God, is it good. I'll tell you what, man, this might be the best power metal album of 2022, easily. It's that damn good. And I like the fact, too, that there's more aggression on this record. And there's definitely thrash influences on this album, kind of like, Follow the Blind was. But you still get those symphonic elements, in a couple tracks. And you still get the operatic vocals and, the choruses and stuff, like the huge choruses and stuff like that. I mean, that hasn't gone away. But, man, the production on this album's absolutely superb. The guitars are mixed well. I mean, man. And you get some excellent guitar leads on this damn album. I mean, like right away, man, you got that opening track, Deliver Us from Evil, which is fucking fast and furious. Damnation, another really heavy track. Just killer, man. And I love the choruses in these tracks. And I'll tell you what, the guitar leads on this album are absolutely superb. Some great stuff, Lineup wise, obviously, you got Hansi Kurse, still in the band. There's three of them that are still in the band. It's the drummer that's no longer there. He's been out for quite a while now. So yeah, you got Hansi Kurse still on vocals, Gonna butcher these names, get ready. Andre Ulbrich, lead guitarist, he's been in the band since pretty much the beginning. Same with Marcus Seepin, rhythm guitars. And Andre does some amazing solos on this freaking record. And he was always a great guitar player. I mean, you go back and listen to those earlier Blind Guardian albums. He's doing some great stuff, and I always loved the way they did their harmonic guitar solos. And they sound unique. They don't really sound like any other power metal band, from Germany. I mean, with the way they do them and deliver them. I mean, it definitely has more of that medieval feel, that Middle Earth feel, that J.R. Tolkien type of feel, you know what I mean? If you want to put it into perspective, then you got Frederick Emk. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he's the drummer. And the drumming is absolutely freaking superb on here. I mean, you can't really tell that they have another drummer, to be honest. But yeah, it's been three of the guys, who have been, in the band since pretty much the beginning, ever since their Lucifer Heritage days, prior to being, Blind Guardian, obviously. But man, oh man, this is some good stuff. Secrets of the American Gods. Now, that's one of the symphonic tracks, but man, it's heavy and it's epic. And it definitely has some progression to it, but the riffs are just so powerful in this track. I love it. And I love the freaking choruses in this track. Just great stuff. I really enjoy it. Violent Shadows is a fucking thrashy, speedy track. I mean, what more can be said? Life Beyond the Spirits is very atmospheric. I hear a lot of progression in that track too. I enjoy it though, for what it is. Architects of Doom is one of my favorites. This track is just fucking heavy. I mean, it starts out real thrashy. I mean, you get some mid-pace type of stuff going on too, but for the most part, it's just really freaking heavy. Let There Be No More is another absolutely killer track. I believe that's the ballad, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And Blood of the yeah, okay, Let Me Be No More is the ballad. It's a pretty damn good ballad, though. Blind Guardian always did have those ballads too, on their albums. Quite medieval sounding. Blood of the Elves is freaking brutal and fast. Just great stuff. And Destiny, I think on first listen, when it comes to the last track, Destiny, I thought it didn't really fit the album. It is much slower. I mean, it's still pretty heavy and stuff, but I just felt like compared to the rest of the album, it was kind of, whatever, but it's growing on me. All in all, man, this is a very strong album. It comes in at 51 minutes and 8 seconds long. Absolutely awesome stuff. I definitely recommend this freaking album. And you know what? Now we're in the month of December, meaning it's album ranking time. And I'll tell you what, man, like last year, I wasn't like totally motivated to do an album ranking. This year, I feel more motivated to do it because there's been better stuff to me that's come out here in 2022 compared to 2021. And wow, the ranking's going to be a fucking tough one, that's for sure, because I've heard a lot of very good albums here in 2022 compared to last year. Lots of good stuff has come out this year, and there's still stuff I need to listen to yet. But for the most part, man, this is a damn good Blind Guardian album. I'm kind of hoping they stick in this more aggressive direction, too. It's nice to hear him play this way again. And this is one of them bands, I first heard way back in 1999. That's when I was really starting to discover this European power metal stuff. I knew about Halloween prior. They were like the biggest one out of them all. But it was a Metal Edge magazine at the time. They were advertising bands like Iron Savior. Gamma Ray really got me interested because of that Kai Hansen in it. And Blind Guardian got me interested. I think it's Nightfall Middle Earth I think that was the album that was out at the time. Yeah. All in all, man, this is a freaking excellent album. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. It's that damn good to me. That's my review of the newest Blind Guardian album. I apologize. I know I said I was going to have this done by Monday, and I kind of got caught up and busy doing other things. I apologize for that. But anyways, the review's done. 9.5 out of 10. Hey, man, subscribe if you like what you see and like. And comment and all that fun stuff. And you know what? Let's keep real metal alive. All right, I'm out.